the Pope spoke out in favor of peace in the Korean Peninsula on Easter Sunday, minutes before giving the crowd the Urbi et Orbi blessing in St. Peter's Square in Vatican City. In a brief speech that used the resurrection of Jesus Christ as a metaphor, he called for world leaders who will meet with North Korea's authorities and the hermit country's leader Kim Jong-un to work towards peace. He said, "We pray for the seed of Jesus to bear fruits of dialogue for the Korean Peninsula so that the talks taking place in this period will promote harmony and peace within the region. We pray so that those who have direct responsibilities in this will act with judgment to promote a relationship of trust within the international community." Pope Francis, who didn't name any of the leaders involved in the talks with North Korea, may have referred to the meeting between Kim and Chinese President Xi Jinping which took place earlier this month and the one announced between the North Korean leader and US President Donald Trump. Reuters/Getty. Pope Francis called for peace in the Korean Peninsula speaking from the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. The Pope also called for an end of the carnage in Syria, devastated by a 7-year-long war, asking for humanitarian aid to be allowed to enter. The Pope continued his appeal for peace in the Middle East by demanding peace in the Holy Land, where on Friday 2 Palestinians were dead on the Israeli-Gaza border. Asking for reconciliation for that part of the world, he called for the end of the ongoing conflict that do not spare the defenseless. He also prayed the power of Jesus' message bears fruits of hope and dignity where there are deprivation and exclusion, hunger and unemployment, where there are migrants and refugees, so often rejected by today's culture of waste, and victims of the drug trade, human trafficking and contemporary forms of slavery. Reuters. Pope Francis appealed for peace in the Middle East during his Easter address. Our faith is born on Easter morning, Jesus is alive. This experience is at the heart of the Christian message. Pope Francis, at Pontifex April 1, 2018. Pope Francis spoke to tens of thousands of people in the square who underwent heavy security checks to enter the square and participate in Easter Sunday Mass. Pilgrims had their bags checked and were screened with metal detectors. Via della Conciliazione, the avenue leading to the Vatican, as well as minor roads, were closed to traffic. The Pope opened the Easter festivities earlier this morning, sharing a message on Twitter to his followers around the world. The tweet said, "Our faith is born on Easter morning, Jesus is alive. The experience is at the heart of the Christian message.